Check, check, 1, 2, 3. Check, check, I'm Kyle, I'm a dork.
Fuck you, bitch.
No, that's whatever. Everybody has opinions.
Yeah, well, fuck you. That's my opinion. Go fuck yourself, man. Welcome to the Off Air Podcast. I'm your main host, Kyle, coming with you with another episode with my mostly cinema co-host and sometimes miscellaneous co-host, Dan.
Hello. Miscellaneous? What do you know about miscellaneous?
I don't know, I just bring you on for random shit. When I feel like it.
If you need a nigger review of almost any video game ever made,
Yeah, right.
you know.
So, me and you just finished Homebody, produced by the Game Grumps, a psychological horror game.
I don't know what kind of psychology they're trying to talk about here. Because it sounds like to me, but judging by the end, I'm just dealing with deep psychological issues.
Depression or issues.
And I'm just in my house. I'm like, is this supposed to be a commentary on the, internet addiction or something? I don't know.
No, definitely not the internet addiction thing, because literally almost none of it has to do with the internet.
But I'm like, why is there a stereotypical movie monster just wandering around and killing you constantly? Is it because they just wanted the mechanics so you technically can't lose the game, but you can't win it unless you're good, kind of thing?
Possibly.
Because some of those puzzles were
really good.
Yeah. The puzzles were decent. I just found do they explain who were those other people who were friends at some point, or they just and their deaths are just a representation of her like being reclusive and stuff?
Yeah, reclusive and guilt. I'm thinking that. I'm not quite 100% positive, but throughout every time you die, you reset.
And then your comment near the end where I think she killed God. I'm like, is this like a reference to if you're reclusive, you have to become an atheist to leave your house? Is that what this is?
It kind of felt that way.
It was like, I have to read a lot of Friedrich Nietzsche and, get into atheism.
I don't know, but what I do know is it was good. Aesthetic, good. I'd say storyline, confusing.
Yeah, I'm like, the end kind of gives me the idea of just like working through stuff. I get it.
Yeah.
But and it's hard to decipher if there's any symbolism in the story at all, because what does the knife guy look like? I know he's like a pointed face, but is it like a seashell or something?
I don't know, because the first time you see it, it has a mask on. The second time you see it has a different mask on. The third and fourth time you see it, its mask is gone, but it has a spiral.
Yeah.
Then the last couple you saw it was opened up like a flower.
So it's a bulb, maybe?
I don't know.
And what about the freaking eviscerated bunny that was doing like cartwheels or whatever that was?
It wasn't a bunny, it was a little baby thing. I don't know. It was creepy.
Was this a rando piece they put in there just to mess with you?
I guess. I don't know what it symbolized.
Because if it's supposed to be the subconscious of this lady, is she like into going into the dark web and watching fucking snuff films or something?
That's a distinct possibility.
Because I'm like, why would you have was it like a skinned baby, or like the innards of a baby?
I don't know. It was like a little weird, creepy baby looking thing.
Was it kind of like the thing that got ran over by the truck at the end?
Yeah, it was that thing.
Like a Play-Doh thing.
Yeah, like a Play-Doh baby.
Oh, so okay. I didn't ever saw the thing before. I saw the thing when it got run over, and then all the video game lady bodies was there.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's really hard to explain. I really like the mechanics. I really like the time loop. I think the overall message though was.
It seems to me the beginning was her
really confusing.
Well, the best I can think of is that, judging by the end of it, it was just because she was meeting her friends at the beginning, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
But they're kind of weird. So it just seems to me that the whole thing was about her working through being a recluse, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's her hope that she can go out and be with him again, but she doesn't, or regrets it or something. I don't know. Because it's not, like you said, it's not clear, so
Or if it was explained.
you missed it.
Yeah.
You're more concerned with the puzzles.
And the thing trying to kill me in the time, and
You'd have to go back and read it.
yeah.
Because I'm sure there's a transcript somewhere online, probably.
Yeah, maybe. But it was definitely created to be a throwback to the old PlayStation 1 game. So the graphics and aesthetic
Well, I know that. The way you
were
moved,
specifically chosen.
the way you moved around is like, my only reference is, of course, Parasite Eve. You can actually run in that game, though. A little bit, anyway.
I mean, you could run that.
You have the same level of running as you were running away from the knife guy as you were running around the house. So it's not the same, I don't think, but that's me.
But yeah. You should help me try to find something on it because I am struggle busing
From what?
trying to find something to help explain this.
Oh, you're trying to go for an explanation.
Yeah, just to see if we missed something. But so far, there's a lot of things really, really good with it. And it I don't know. I don't know. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It's time for me to move on. I also beat Indivisible.
With its, I don't know, one god.
Yeah, it's stereotypical ending. Me and Andrew were talking about it. He absolutely hates the game.
Who does?
Andrew.
What, Homebody?
No, Indivisible. He aggressively hates Indivisible.
Oh, he's not into fighting games?
I don't know. He wouldn't explain. He's like, it's stupid and I hate it. He goes, I hated everything about it.
Sounds like to me he just doesn't want to put the mental energy into thinking about it.
No, it's with the games Andrew plays all the time, they're way more thought based than anything else comparatively to Indivisible, which is very straightforward. I think it was a combination of it is a anime art style game with very anime tropey characters with a mixture of just not very tight, like they were good, but it wasn't the tightest control scheme. So I could see why he's like, oh,
I didn't even know the Game Grumps had other games.
do they?
Yeah, apparently they had two before this because this Reddit thread was talking about whether or not it was going to be good or not. Apparently the ones previous is like bombed. I guess.
Fair enough.
Huh. I didn't know that.
I'll have to look at their other games because I never heard them having any other games.
They've been around a long time though.
Yeah, trust me, I started watching them in the beginning.
Because this Reddit thread's talking like it doesn't have as much influence as it did 5, maybe 10 years ago. I'm like, Jesus Christ, they've only been around 10 years.
Game Grumps?
Yeah.
Longer than that.
Like 12.
I would say we're in 2023.
Yeah. Like 12 maybe, isn't it?
Yeah. 11 or 12. Let's see. When did
I'm already on it.
Grumps July
2012.
Yes, 2012. So 11 years.
Yeah, I didn't stutter. I didn't know exactly when, but I had a good idea. But the Game Grumps originally was the other guy, but
John.
who's like, I don't know, isn't he like a sex offender now or something?
No. No. No, not John Tron. As far as I know.
No, there was a controversy a couple years ago.
Oh, that's with the other dude. Oh my God.
I got him confused for a while. I wasn't sure.
Who is that dude?
I don't keep up on this stuff, so if I am wrong about it, I don't know. But
yeah. I'm gonna.
Apparently, Game Grumps has something called Devil's Third, Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator.
Devil's Third is not a game produced by them. That's a Nintendo game that they played.
Okay, Kyle, don't get all sarcastic on me.
I'm not
okay?
getting sarcastic.
You're acting like one of those schmoes on the freaking internet. Where like, oh, you should have known this, even though you didn't know this. Shut up, dude. Just let it go. Say I was wrong. It's okay. God.
Oh, who was that dude? I used to watch his videos. And they were decent. And he, you know. Oh my God, what is this Dingleberry's name? It's gonna annoy me.
Dingleberry's name.
There it is. Damn it. I lost it. Oh, Pro Jared. Yeah, Pro Jared.
Oh.
He got himself into some trouble. He did some things. He was sending explicit pics to minors.
Oh, apparently John Tron's big controversy is he agrees we should limit immigration.
Oh yeah, well.
And he thinks that everybody's celebrating increasing the population of minorities, but then when white people say they want to, increase their population, it's somehow racist.
Yeah.
And you can't say that white people are good people. That's his whole point.
Yeah.
This is like 6 years ago.
Yeah, well, we're not going to make commentary on that.
Well, I'm just telling you what happened.
Yeah, we're going to say...
I'm literally reading the Wikipedia entry.
Yeah, that's no problem. I'm just saying, we are not going to weigh in on that. No, I remember this because everyone's like, hey, so Pro Jared likes to cross-dress. Cool, fine, whatever. He's cross-dressing as a Sailor Moon character.
Huh?
With his weenie out.
Well, that's a problem.
That is still fine. But
where was he at?
Like at his home, he was taking pictures and
posting on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well that's an issue.
Why is that?
Does anybody want to see? Was it on what websites did he post it on?
He was part of them stupid groups that did stuff like that. You know,
if it's on like Reddit or whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, it was.
But like if he's doing it on like trying to do it on a more mainstream channel or
no,
website.
It was like on a Reddit or like a little subgroups, and then apparently he got into private messaging with people and started sending to people, and incidentally, apparently some of them were minors.
Oh,
and like a fucking
like how minor are we talking? Like 13?
Like 16, 17.
It is pushing it.
Yeah. But this controversy went to all kinds of shit and got crazy.
Was this around the same time that they had the thing about the big controversy about bronies? You know the bros were into My Little Pony stuff?
No, that was happened way before that.
That's been going on for a long time.
Yeah, so I don't know fully, like, because now there's like some where they're saying his accusers are lying and he's lying, but they have these pictures. So it's really coming down to who is actually telling the truth and who do you want to believe, which is always a bad place to be in anything. I like good old facts.
Number one, he doesn't pull the outfit off. He should stop. I looked it up. It's not one with his weenie out, but he's like you know.
Oh God.
He's not showing it. I don't see it, but he's like spreading his legs and stuff.
But
I don't even know. I don't know the Sailor Moons other than Sailor Moon. So which one's that? Do you know?
That's
You should know. You're the
Neptune.
I know the difference.
Not that I would know or anything.
Look, I had to see it to make sure that what he was doing was like. I was like, because I looked at his face on some of his YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't imagine him in a Sailor Moon outfit.
Well, him and his wife at the time were both into doing stuff like that, and then she bailed.
Well, she like left him.
Yeah, after this whole thing, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well. So she's not a to death to us part type, huh?
Nobody is anymore. So that was happening. Nintendo Direct had a thing where they started making some announcements. Bunch of long-winded like game titles that I personally didn't care about. And then they went to the big one. Like it just seemed like they had it for an hour long.
Mm-hmm.
They introduced some really minor stuff that I've never heard of, and nothing really impactful. Then they got to their impactful one, which is the last 5 minutes of the show. They're doing Super Mario: A Thousand Year Door, Paper Mario: A Thousand Year Door,
Mm-hmm.
which is to be considered one of the best JRPGs
Mm-hmm.
ever created.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's the one. All the ones after that had less and less personality as it went on. This was like the one that was the pinnacle. So in this one, you have Mario solving Agatha Christie mysteries and joining wrestling federations to help save the world. Really contrived, weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also the one where they had a robot who saw Princess Peach naked,
Mm-hmm.
and it fell in love with her because it saw her naked.
Did you go on this tangent because we were talking about Sailor Moon cosplay?
No, I went on this tangent because that's actually the news that just happened.
Oh.
So, Thousand Year Door, I've actually never gotten to play it because by the time I got the chance to play it, it was already hyper expensive and not be worth buying. So I really look forward to getting to have this chance, as well as they're releasing Super Mario, the original RPG, Super Mario, here in a couple weeks or in a month.
I actually played that.
Yeah,
It's kind of surprising.
I wanted to play it
A long time ago.
when I bought it from one of our local gaming retailers, and it didn't work. And then they proceeded to give me my money back, and then proceeded to resell it a week later.
Even though it didn't work.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, Pro Jarrett's wife left him because he was soliciting nude pics from fans.
Okay.
And emotional abuse.
Okay.
So, yeah.
There we go. I knew it was something along that line. I knew it had something to do with that.
He's
scale.
accused of infidelity and emotional abuse by his strange wife, where she claims he also solicited nude photos from diehard fans. Yep.
Okay. That sounds about right.
And he looks like Big Bird, so, you know. I remember him because he used to review, like, old games and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember him, sort of.
Hey, Bird.
He's not the most Big Bird looking guy ever, but he's good.
No, but,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's some of the news. Did something get announced? Oh. Ooh. The Resident Evil DLC got announced.
Yeah, which one? The Ada Wong one?
Yes.
Where they have a melodramatic trailer that you showed me?
Yes.
Melodramatic trailer. Where they have a voiceover for some old guy?
Right.
Where he's like, blah, 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 blah.
Alright, so it releases September 21st for free.
Okay.
So it's free DLC. Thank God.
This is unrelated, but have you ever tried Cyberpunk yet?
Nope, it's still sitting wrapped up in my closet.
No, you don't want to do like, I don't know, 20 hours of updates or something?
Probably.
Or however long
the
it takes.
DLC's coming for that here too.
Because I know there's an incredible amount of updates because the game was not done right.
Incredible amount of updates. There's a DLC that features Idris Elba.
Well, the only thing I was gonna watch I'd never seen the cartoon, so
the cartoon has nothing to do with the game.
I understand that, but I like Cyberpunk.
Well, wait, sorry, they added a bunch of stuff.
No. I'm not watching it because it's about the game. I'm talking because it's about Cyberpunk. I like Cyberpunk.
Yeah. I don't know if you like this.
Why?
Do you like anime tropey crap?
I don't know. I've watched anime stuff as long as it's not like
it's anime tropey crap.
What?
I'm just letting you know now.
I'm fine. Look, I'll have to watch it and see. Like I said, I only got through half an episode of One Piece. I couldn't stand it.
That one was just... Yeah, let's talk about that. We watched...
Oh, I'm not talking about the live action one. I'm talking about the cartoon.
Oh, the cartoon's fine.
No, look, I don't like anime. It takes too damn long for them to do anything. There's like a bunch of like wide-eye, oh, and then we do this motion thing, and then they freaking take forever to do anything. It's like... No wonder there's like 100 episodes after 2 seasons or whatever. It's just nothing. It's just too much slow-paced whatever. It's not like Dragon Ball Z, granted, but nothing is. You know, you can't charge like a energy beam for like 3 episodes or whatever.
Yeah.
In this one.
But we watched the One Piece live action. Whew.
No, I didn't. Not really.
You watched enough of it.
I watched the first episode, and then you like flipped to the end with the sword guy.
No, that was mid.
That was mid?
Yeah.
Oh. All I know is that I don't, because like I saw the beginning of the first episode of the anime, right?
Yeah.
And I understand why you didn't like the beginning of the show. Because they're going off like somehow he had his own boat already. And in the show, in the anime, he's just in a barrel for some reason. Why? No one knows.
Right?
You know? Well, I don't know why he didn't start out with him in a barrel. They don't explain anything.
No, they don't.
It's unnecessary. Now, granted, they don't have to put the ballroom inside the boat like they did in the anime, because that's kind of weird. I was like, because I was watching, I'm like, why is the ballroom shaking? It should be on that island. It's not on the island, it's on the boat? What the hell?
Oh, you mean the...
Yeah, they had a ballroom in a boat.
Yeah.
It was a big boat.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are they having trouble with these pirates? They're like, the boat's way smaller.
Yeah, no, there's lots of stuff like that in that.
And I understand why you didn't like the other guy, the like minion of the pirate lady. He's nothing like the freaking cartoon. I get it.
Yeah, no, he's Kobe.
He's like way too assertive in the live action thing. He actually talks normal.
Yeah,
he's not afraid of nothing.
Well, he is, but he's
just standing there.
He's more intimidated.
But he's not like crying and stuff.
Yeah, like a wuss.
They didn't portray him as wussy enough.
Exactly. There's a lot of.
Is that your problem with it? That kind of stuff, or
my problem is that there's a lot of really bad characterizations. Like the guy who plays Luffy. Oh my god, I don't know how much of an actual fan he is of this, but he is not a good Luffy. He was way. The way Luffy works is he just does not care. He is about his goal. He doesn't really get himself involved. Well, he gets himself involved in everything, but it's more like if it's impeding his goal. Like, he got involved with the whole Axe Hand Morgan thing because he found out Zoro was about to be executed for being a bounty hunter.
To be clear, I don't dislike it. I just didn't have the patience at that given moment. So maybe I'll go back to it.
Yeah, that's no problem. You take your time.
Because that seems like...
You have 1,500 episodes to go.
Yeah.
So...
I was only looking at the first season with 61 episodes.
No, I will... Fortunately, there's just some really key episodes that I can just go, hey, this is all you need to do to catch up. There's very key episodes. But he met Zoro because he saw that Zoro was like a really good swordsman. He heard about him kind of, and he wanted the world's strongest swordsman. So he's like, oh, I like this guy. I'm gonna make him part of my crew. And that's how he recruits the first like 5 people, is kind of by force. He just won't leave him alone. They just get annoyed enough with him to join him. So
they make him semi-unlikable.
Yeah, like he's just like
because the way that they portrayed in the live action is he's just a chipper dude who people like because he's chipper.
That's kind of
whereas your portrayal in your mind is he's so annoying they have to say yes, otherwise they won't leave him alone.
That's kind of what he does to someone.
So it's basically like emotional blackmail.
Kind of, yeah. He does.
So he's a villain in your mind.
No, not a villain, but he just like
it's like Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, I'll go with Stockholm because that's kind of how he got some of his crew. Like Zoro, he saved from being executed, and Zoro's like, "Sure, I'll join you. You seem to be, you might be onto something, and it might give me a chance to meet the strongest swordsman and keep me from dying." So he joins them. Nami joins later but the first like part of the season was just Luffy just like being up her butt all the time, like, come on, I'm gonna be the pirate king, come on, join my crew, and she's like, I'll just stick around, I guess. She was just waiting for her opportunity to get out of there. And then
like fake her death or something because
whatever she had to do.
Well, that's the only way you can get away from him, really.
Yeah, so Usopp was the same way. Like he got himself involved in an overcomplicated situation that Luffy helped him out with, and then he's like, you know what? I guess I'll join you now that you've harangued me enough.
Because my primary problem with, because I've seen One Piece with you a little bit,
here and there,
and the action sequences didn't seem anime enough for me.
Oh, in the live action? No, they're too...
Like, especially that fight with the guy with the metal jaw, that one bothered me.
First of all, that fight never even happened like that. That fight was ended in, like, 15 seconds. They decided to make that a half an episode. Because what happens is, someone goes to attack Luffy. Luffy stretch punches him. As Luffy stretch punches him, Axe Hand Morgan runs up to try to chop his head off. And Zoro cuts him down immediately. Like, not anything crazy, not a bunch of extra stuff. Zoro just, bam.
Well, you didn't have to do it exactly like that, but my thing is, they made that fight, because I could tell they made it drawn out, even not knowing about that fight.
Yeah.
Because it seemed to me there's 3 people against one guy, and he wasn't even that good.
No. And the whole concept of him in the beginning was everyone was afraid of him, but then it showed that Luffy and Nami... well, not even Nami. Nami just stood on the sidelines and did nothing.
Yeah.
Nami's never fought really until season 6. She was always just kind of like hiding away.
Trying to avoid it.
Yeah, because she can't fight.
Right.
She's not a good fighter. So
what does she do?
She's their like navigator.
Okay.
I
gotcha.
Map maker thing.
Okay.
And like she gets better later after she gets an actual weapon and
right, I understand that.
Decides to not learn to suck. But in the first couple seasons she sucks. There was no her going around fighting a bunch of dudes. Like she would trick people and like, hit them on the back of the head with a frying pan. But she didn't fight. How they did Sanji, they made him British.
Which one's that again?
The one that was the restaurant tour guy.
Okay.
Remember you were talking about him being British for a reason?
Is he supposed to be British?
No. But it was fine. I was okay.
Because I know they have different nations and stuff.
No, I was fine.
And I know how Japanese anime goes. They're always like really stereotypical about everything. So if a guy's like Spanish, he's like a matador.
Yeah,
every time.
He's like super matador. Or he's a...
Italian guys are mafiosos.
Yeah.
And French people love baguettes and wear berets.
You're right.
But
But when you first meet Sanji,
So he's not. What is he supposed to be? Just some random dude?
No, Sanji's like the fifth member that joined.
No, he's supposed to be like Japanese, basically.
Yeah, he's just some random,
Like,
some random white guy with blonde hair.
Because anime has this thing where they have white people and they're supposed to be Japanese because the default nationality is Japanese
Yes.
in an anime.
Yeah.
So if you're an American dude, you're always a big muscle-bound dude who wears sunglasses and maybe a do-rag or
With American flag.
maybe a cowboy hat, depending on what you're thinking.
Yeah.
But it's always very, very there.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he's Japanese. Just happens to be a white guy for no reason.
So,
So why does he have a British accent?
I don't know.
Because I don't know if
But I don't mind.
What's the default accent supposed to be though? American?
I don't know.
Like a mid-Atlantic flat American accent?
No, because when they did,
like
listen, when they did it, in
like
the
Peter
English
Jennings
dub,
or something.
when they did the English dub, they did it two different dubs.
Yeah.
The 4Kids dub and the other dub. The 4Kids dub, he sounded like some backwater, weird voiced Jersey guy.
Really?
Yeah. And then when they redid it with the actual good voice actors, it was just, standard white guy voice acting. So I don't know what they were trying to pin down. But,
So does the British thing bother you?
No.
Okay.
I just pointing out the fact they made him British. So,
because it would have made more sense if everybody around him in the restaurant was spoke for like British people.
And I need to watch more of what happened in that part of the thing when they first introduced, because I think they left out quite a bit of Sanji's good fights.
Well, we're gonna have to watch it, man.
I'm gonna have to swallow my pride and finish watching it all the way through. I watched most of it.
Did you actually go through the in order?
No.
Because I know you were jumping around.
I was still jumping around. It's hard to watch. It's really hard to watch. It's because I really don't like the kid who plays Luffy. He reminds me of M. Night Shyamalan's version of Avatar. And I wish Greg was here because I know Greg complains all the time. Why is everything gotta be anime? Why dare? Well, because when they do it live action, it sucks. You can't get.
Because anime is over the top, exaggerated stuff, and you can't do that in live action.
Yeah, you can't make a character feel as powerful or epic as you can in live action. It does not work.
Well, it's just like Looney Tunes. The only live action thing that ever even remotely got close was basically a Looney Tunes ripoff anyway, and that was The Mask.
Yeah, fair enough.
That was basically a Looney Tunes ripoff, except with a cursed mask instead of
Yeah, so this is why I don't think there should be. There's not many animes that can be made into a live action, and let me tell you something: One Piece isn't one of them.
Because all the other ones that they try to do, they want to do Akira, which I don't know if that's even possible. Not the motorcycles parts, but the parts with at the end
The
with
giant where he turns into a giant
psychic
monster baby.
Yeah, and the psychic stuff and all that.
We'll see.
How in the hell are you gonna? Because Ghost in the Shell wasn't that great. Number one, they didn't use a freaking Asian actress. Scarlett Johansson with a wig, really?
Right.
I'm like, okay.
The live action adaptation of Rurouni Kenshin. That one was fine to me. Because not a lot of people had superpowers. They just were really good swordsmen. So you can get that with live action.
There wasn't like weird elongating swords and.
I mean, there was the one guy who had a whip sword, but that was a whole different thing. But you can do something with that because they actually exist. And if you have somebody who's trained enough to use it, then yes, you can make it look good.
Because I did watch, like I said, I watched the first half of the first episode of One Piece, and the pirate lady was not nearly fat enough in the live action.
No,
not nearly.
No, because here's the thing.
Now, granted, that kind of face would be impossible in real life. I get it. The anime version is like a barrel lady.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah,
but she has to be way bigger.
Like when you go back and watch One Piece, if you can get through, if you can, just take a look at the thing about One Piece is there is such a weird dynamic in bodies in the whole show.
I know that. I'm aware.
They're crazy.
I get it.
Like there's so many different body types, and everyone's of such weird proportions and sizes. Like, there's a race of giants, and how they're not going to be able to do that in this. How they did this anime. How they did the Fishmen wasn't even good. Arlong's supposed to be almost 7.5 feet tall,
Mm-hmm.
and all they did was glue a really crappy prosthetic shark nose to some dink. Like,
Well, they don't have the effects budget for that.
I understand.
I'm not giving them. By the way, I'm not. That's not an excuse. That's an explanation. Because I would rather them be able to do it. But
They couldn't find some idiot bodybuilder.
a 7 foot tall bodybuilder,
No, but if they at least got a bodybuilder,
6'5" bodybuilder, maybe would that be adequate?
Not even if it was like a 6, because the guy who plays Luffy is not that big.
Because Chris Evans was like a good 5 inches shorter than his comic book version.
Yeah,
He's only 5'11", maybe 6.
yeah. What I'm saying is, if they at least got a bodybuilder and then gave the prosthetics to, and then just had him read some lines, that would have been fine for Arlong. Because a lot.
You mean there's no professional wrestlers big enough for that?
No, there is. But what I'm saying is, they didn't get anybody like that. They just got some idiot and then glued some crap to him.
Not even ripped?
No. Like, he was okay. Like, he's like, I go to the gym once in a while, but like, how Arlong looked, it did not look well. There's just so much. And then they made Usopp a black guy, which I was fine with. I was fine with Usopp being a black guy. I'm mad they didn't give him a super long nose for no reason.
Oh yeah, that guy. I
Yeah.
remember now.
No. If they're gonna, I have no problem with black. I have a problem with him not having a long nose.
So he's like Cyrano? You know Cyrano de Bergerac?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's kind of like that. So,
Except he's not a Latin lover or whatever he is in
Right.
that, but still.
so there's just, I don't. Most of these anime there's one. You know what could do? They did, which I haven't watched yet, but I feel like it's easy enough for them to do without ruining it.
Mhm.
Was the Cowboy Bebop when they did Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah, they just messed up the characterization.
Yeah, but that's one you could do within Realm and be fine.
Because to me, like I said, my opinion was they have too much hope in the beginning. And they just do stuff because they're like fatalists. Because like I watched the first couple of minutes, I'm like, they actually care. Why?
Care about what in general, or
Yeah. Because I watched some Cowboy Bebop, it seemed like they didn't give a shit. Not really.
like they gave a crap about each other, like as partners and stuff.
Well, I mean, like the situation.
Oh,
They're always like, oh, we're never going to do it. We're going to starve to death. And then they get a job.
and then they make it by for a little while, and then repeat the process.
Right.
Until later when all hell starts breaking loose. Yeah. So
I just didn't like the casting of the main guy. Really.
fair enough.
What's his name from freaking Harold and Kumar?
I
I'm like, that guy? Really?
forgot that was who they got for that.
They couldn't get a cooler freaking
Looking
Asian guy?
or
Or a handsomer Asian guy?
a guy with a Jufro.
Granted. But
Yeah, granted.
That's hard to get, though.
Okay. So
Is he supposed to be look like a Jew guy?
no, but
You know,
I mean they could have get somebody with like. There's a lot of ways they could have went. But,
so that could have been a lot better. We're done with that. Okay, great.
yeah, like there's things they could have done. The next one that everyone just found out, which I'm kind of really against because it's going to have the same problem. They're going to try to do a Yu Yu Hakusho live action.
Oh my god.
Right?
That's awful. Is that the one with the red haired guy with the freaking Elvis haircut?
Yeah. It sure is.
I like that guy.
Kubar, he's awesome.
He is. He's ridiculous, but he's funny.
Yeah, he was always good. Let's see. Oh, they just did Night of the Zodiac. Which that one's fine too. That one's fine because it doesn't have any like all the crazy powers.
Wasn't there a freaking Death Note live action?
Yes, that was horrible. And Greg's like, "Oh God, was like, you suck.
Well, they found their target audience then. Misanthropic.
We found.
Misanthropic, I don't know, people.
No, we found our target audience, and they just bring up a picture of Greg. But honestly, if he'd watched the actual one, if he liked that one, I guarantee you he'd really like the actual anime. There was Attack on Titan, Full Metal Alchemist.
Attack on Titan? Really?
Yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist? That was a live action?
Yeah, there was a live action one. It wasn't bad.
Oh.
It actually wasn't terrible.
The anime's better, though.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Absolutely. Because it requires you to be able to use a lot of cinematics without looking terrible. Oh, man. Our target audience, Greg Wolf from America.
So what did Greg like about it? Did he say?
He just really liked it. I hated it.
What was... Okay. Didn't they have the basic storyline down?
Kinda. You know what they do. They adapt things to...
But I thought didn't Death Note just say he writes somebody's name and they die?
Yeah, but he was crazy, and they kind of...
Was he supposed to be crazy?
Yes, he is supposed to be crazy, but it's super intelligent. Like, I'm trying to think of like a good villain for that.
Honestly, I didn't really watch. I'd never seen Death Note, so.
Well, you should watch it. It's a show.
It's a show that you can watch that you wouldn't hate, probably.
I don't think you would. It's very crazy. So, like, the main villain guy who's all, like, was just really, really smart and knew how to manipulate people, and then also was just knocking off people left and right with that book. Because he wasn't doing it randomly, though. He was like killing criminals and corrupt political figures and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
he was doing all kinds of crazy crap. And it was really good. I forgot they did a Bleach live action.
Oh gosh, I heard that one.
Yeah,
That was
not good.
oh wow.
They just need to stop.
You're just like whimpering now.
No, I'm not.
No more.
Yeah. No, it's just, there's nothing.
Wasn't that an Asian dude with blonde hair in that one?
Yes. No red hair.
Oh.
But it's just really hard to sit there and watch these shows that are adaptations of really good anime. And then, especially when you see the anime first.
Yeah, I understand that.
And it's just so different in quality. And
Well, it's my problem with, I don't know, Star Wars. I almost read almost all the extended universe stuff. They use none of it. Not even the good stuff. And then they try to bring back elements of the good stuff and then mess it up. Like the Ahsoka show has Thrawn in it, kinda. Except Thrawn, they should have just used the Heir of the Empire stuff with Thrawn in it. Which is the book where Thrawn comes back and then they do... Because he was introduced in that series. And then later on, they did a prequel about how he was in the employ of the Emperor and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of having the Emperor and him in the same movie, they decided to go, oh, Emperor has clones. And then after this movie bombs, we're going to bring Thrawn back into a show because he's from the Clone Wars thing. And I'm like, or the Rebels show. And I'm like, Thrawn's cool. He's fine. You can't really mess him up. He's just a strategist dude.
Yeah,
But they don't really meld it well with the rest of it. And then they make all the Jedi suck. And then lightsabers, they're good for opening cans, and that's it.
And they struggle with that sometimes.
Yeah, you can slice somebody up through the spine and he lives. Like, okay, yeah, that leather jacket's really gonna stop you from the lightsaber. Oh, apparently, okay, great.
How it works.
Just so they can have some guy flail around as he gets out of a fucking, healing tank later in another movie.
Right, and suck everywhere else.
That was a stupid part. So, see what I'm saying? It's the same thing. They mess it up.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, And what I read about the Cowboy Bebop, most people think that they got the dialogue wrong. There's no, flair to it at all. It's just a bunch of
People just reading the lines.
middle-aged white guys trying to act cool.
Yeah, reading the lines.
Right. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's...
Just leave the anime alone.
Yeah, leave the anime alone. And if... But also I'm on that they should just, they should force more anime adaptations. Like, instead of live action, go to more animation. Especially when you want to do something. If you want to do something that is intense on action and your actors cannot do those movements or are unwilling to at least put in the training to at least make it look good, then you need to just we're gonna animate this.
There's a number of anime that would never work.
No, I'm saying Star Wars. Okay?
Yeah.
Clone Wars, they could just tell the story through that. Ahsoka should have been just...
My problem with Ahsoka is this bad casting. I don't think Rosario should have been Ahsoka anyway. Okay? She kind of looks like her. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're making her too low-key. She has no enthusiasm, no dedication. She just seems like she doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
From what I saw.
Yeah, which is not Ahsoka's...
She might be disgruntled or be sad about things, but she still tries to help people.
Yeah.
She comes off as she's just wandering around until she gets to a sword fight, and then since Rosario's a 50-some-year-old woman, she can't really, who's never trained for this, she's not good at it.
Yeah.
So
and
that's not criticism of her as an actress.
No, she's
I think it's probably
actress.
The directors are probably not letting her do anything.
Yeah, they're just...
She's supposed to be the cool freaking Jedi Master person.
Yeah, but on top of it, I think LucasArts and Disney are just lazy. They don't want to pay for these people to get this training. If they would incentivize them to take their roles more seriously,
I'm not saying she has to do flipping around stuff. I'm just saying,
but
the easy way to fix this,
take 10 classes on sword fighting and make it look.
My problem is it's not the movements. They could have just sped up in post production or something.
Yeah, so
their problem is that they don't move it around in a circle.
Yeah.
If you're using two weapons, you're not going to stand straight in front of somebody and just hold it there.
And go,
you're going to trap it, then move around.
Yeah.
And try to get an angle. But she doesn't move. She just goes in a straight line like she's a fencer. I'm like, that's not how it works.
Then she's not even doing fencing. And then she tries to switch over to a Japanese sword fighting style when she started doing all the posing and stuff. I'm like, that is...
Because, number one...
Not Jedi.
Well, that's not her style from the other shows either.
Yeah, no.
Hers is more like, kenjutsu, two-weapon stuff.
Yeah, and spinning and moving and...
Like I said...
Quick slashes, not trying to fight by force. It's...
Because they could have just had her move around on the ground, and then when she did a flip, get a freaking stunt person to do it.
Yeah.
And then cut back. But they didn't do that.
No, they wanted to make it cheaper.
And plus her force powers suck, and she should be better than that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like I told you last time we spoke about this.
She
held her own against Vader.
Yeah, she shouldn't have got owned by whatever Skull Bane or Skane.
As a 30-some-year-old Jedi, she held her own against Vader and took half his mask off.
As a kid. She was 19, 20 at best.
She lost, but that's fine.
She held her own, and he didn't kill her. He couldn't kill her.
Well, no, the reason why she didn't kill her is because the other people pulled her out or whatever, but because it was that weird in-between universe thing, it's a weird storyline from Rebels, I think.
No, I remember in Rebels she got locked away with him, but it never explained how she escaped.
Yeah.
She just did.
I forget what it was.
But either way, she was badass enough to do it.
So, she's not physically able to do it, or they didn't want her to do it, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, either way, it takes away from the show. The reason why Mandalorian works is because he's shooting stuff all the time. And then, what is that guy's name who plays Mando?
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal. He took some of his stuff really seriously, so
The only the character.
Like he learned how some of the combat stuff, so it makes when he was fighting the other Mandalorian guy in the one-on-one combat, it looked really good.
The only character I really like in that Ahsoka show is the apprentice of Ray Stevenson's Sith character.
Yeah.
Because she's very intense and she seems evil and she's dedicated to her cause and she's good at the movements and stuff.
Yeah. I will say she is good at the movements, but I hate her poses that they made her do.
I understand.
They were just way too dramatic.
Yeah, I know. I know the prequel lightsaber duels are the best. I know.
Right.
But even Liam Neeson did a decent job.
Oh, he did a great job.
Now he wasn't doing a lot of like flipping around, but that wasn't his style.
I like how we always get back to Star Wars and then we start talking shit.
Well, I'm just I was saying that to give you an indication what bothers me about translations of things.
Yeah, it's just
so yours is anime to live action stuff, and
there's a lot of stuff that requires that should be animation over live action. I get that when you want to do something live action, cool, that's fine, I get it, but you need to sit back and go, are we going to do justice by this, or are we just going to have some actors roll around and pretend like they know what they're doing, even though it's going to look horrible? Like, you're sacrificing quality for what?
I don't
know. They're relying so much on the brand franchise that they don't have to have good fight scenes. Guess what? Mandalorian had great fight scenes.
It's also easier to do
because he shoots everybody.
It's easier to do shooting stuff, and it's also easier to do things that don't involve a hand weapon, like a melee weapon, because you can do fist stuff pretty easy with safety, more or less.
Yeah, but he had a bunch of fight scenes that were hand to hand and it looked really good.
Yeah.
Like when he fought the other Mandalorian guy, the heavy set one. And that fight looked amazing.
I like that show except for Boba Fett, who aged 20 years and
Boba Fett was bad. Boba Fett was bad for a number of reasons.
Because he aged 20 years in 5 years?
Yes.
He got bloated and got on a Twinkie and Ho-Ho diet while he's in the belly of the freaking Sarlacc pit. That's what happens.
That's apparently what happens in the Sarlacc pit. You get Twinkies and Ho-Hos. But you know what I mean? Like, cool. That Boba Fett show should have happened at least 15 years ago.
Or they could have got somebody else.
Yeah.
They didn't need to get him. It wasn't necessary.
Well, according to them, it was.
They replaced Han Solo with a guy who's like 6 inches shorter than Harrison Ford or whatever.
Right.
And he looks nothing like
him.
His face is way bigger. He has the same size head on a shorter body. He has a big face. I don't even know his name. Okay?
He's the one who plays Steve Trevor in Wonder Woman.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, Chris Pine was not in that movie.
I'm telling you.
It's not him.
I'm looking it up.
It's not him. Chris Pine played Steve Trevor. Duh.
Oh, okay. Alden?
Yeah, some nobody.
Yeah.
Like, everybody but him was fine.
Also, we're getting a Lando Calrissian movie.
Oh, yeah, okay, fine. Whatever. Like, whatever. In the Han Solo movie, everybody but Han was good.
Fair enough. So, but yeah. So let's get back on the main subject of the
One Piece.
Just anime adaptation. They need to stop.
Because we went from a video game about somebody being a recluse to anime adaptations.
Yes.
Okay. Wasn't sure.
Just looking for stuff to talk about.
Oh, okay.
It's not a very focused week. So, but I think they need to stop with anime adaptation. Just like Greg complains about they should stop doing animes and stuff, I'm on the opposite side. So me and him are going to die on this hill.
Well, no. Are you an anime purist, or you think the animation has to be anime?
You mean?
Well, okay, because you're
being an advocate. Anime? No.
You're being an advocate for animation for certain properties. I'm like, so they always be anime, Kyle?
No.
Are we going to have a slow mo, like an Astro Boy type Yatta moment where there's the background moves but he doesn't? That kind of stuff.
Like the old 40s style?
Yeah.
No.
We're going to do that?
What I'm saying is I'm an advocate for animation in general. Not just Japanese anime, but any kind of animation. The Nickelodeon animation, which is very reminiscent of Japanese animation, but it's done by a bunch of white guys.
What I'm basically saying is, are they all have to be big eye, small mouth?
No. Any sort of animation I will be happy to deal with, but they should really sit down and go, would this work better in this aspect? Can we do this? Can we give this justice in a actual live action? If we cannot, within reason, we should not do it as such.
There's only certain things that have to be live action. You know, like Star Wars. Because all the Star Wars animated stuff has generally sucked, except for like things that don't involve the main characters.
Let's talk. Okay.
But anyway, I'm done there.
No, we're gonna stop right there because all the animation stuff for Star Wars was good.
No, not everything.
What wasn't good?
Ewok Christmas Special.
That's not. No.
That's animated.
Shut up. Shut up.
No, Star Wars Christmas Special. I had Boba Fett in it. That's where he first originated. Did you know?
Shut up. So.
And then the Ewoks, and then there's.
Clone Wars was really good.
I know. Like I said, generally off-brand stuff, but. But what I mean by main stuff is like Luke, Leia, Han. They've never had an animated version of those that are any good, really. But they didn't. Rebels didn't have Luke or Leia in it. They might have had them as babies. Maybe.
No, I think Leia was in it because she was older by then.
I don't know. She was like an adolescent or something.
Because Rebels takes place almost during the exact same time as.
I think it was like they might have shown her once, and then it was like a throwaway because she's not involved.
Yeah, no.
Not directly. It's not like the clones are like, oh, let's have Leia. You want to learn how to shoot?
Pew pew
pew pew pew.
So yeah, there's so much, but
so like I said, certain things should not be live action.
Yeah.
Like Berserk. That would never work. Ever.
No.
The giant sword thing is just not going to work.
No.
Nope. It's very supernatural.
It's supernatural.
Is he like possessed by a demon or something?
No. I wish. But the way
he fights a demon later.
Yeah, he fights lots.
And he has demon armor.
He doesn't have demon armor.
I think you explained this to me once. I forgot. No.
So, all right. So we'll get into that real quick because it just says something. The way it works is, he has a mark on his neck that constantly attracts demons towards him.
Oh, okay.
They're all trying to kill him because he's supposed to be like one of the last two sacrifices of this ritual.
Oh yeah.
And at one point, he finds this armor called the Berserk armor. And it was created with all this like magical stuff. So what it does is it nullifies your ability to feel pain.
Uh-huh.
You have no sense of pain, no sense of exhaustion, none of that.
Uh-huh.
So it allows you to fight way beyond it.
Mm-hmm.
So that, and then it allows you to fight until you literally have no blood left in your body. So if you get cut open, it will magically create spikes and stitch you back up with the spikes and hold you together. It holds you together for as long as you're willing to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you can't fight no more. For Guts, he has his inner beast. And right now they're debating, and in the show I like how they're doing it, because they're debating if it's an actual supernatural force inside of him, or is it just all his dark desires and all his fucking craziness coming through as like a separate personality.
So it's very like animist, like Shinto kind of spirit world stuff.
Yeah.
Like your own spirit becoming something manifest, sort of.
Yeah, like your own dark side of yourself.
So everything has a spirit, all that,
Well, they don't know, like, because they've proven that it's not a demon inside him. Because at one point they thought it was an actual demon inside of him, and they said no, it's not. It's just literally every dark thought you ever had and stuff. Because they go through a whole bunch of stuff where he's struggling with it. Like he's about to start doing some really screwed up shit. but then he decides not to because he fights the urge. And I think it's just that the armor itself allows that to manifest easier.
Hmm. Wow, Berserk's been around for a while.
Yeah, and they still haven't finished it because they keep.
Because they had a first. I was reading the Wikipedia thing. The first one was 97. Then they had another one, 216. I mean,
They get so far into it and then they quit and then just reset.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, anyway, so Kyle likes more animation. Greg hates anime
Yeah.
and is the only fan of Death Note, the live action series, apparently, according to Kyle.
Listen,
I can't imagine anybody liking this BS.
I don't really know anybody that has actually.
Anyway, and then
Greg is the first person I've ever met that actually liked it.
So people who hate anime love Death Note.
Right.
And then, Game Grumps had 4 video games. Well, 3. You told me about the other one was Dad Dating Simulator, something called Soviet Jump something that everyone hated, like literally everyone.
I'll have to check that out because, like I said, all I know is Dream Daddy.
Yeah.
It's called Dream Daddy.
Dream Daddy. Yeah, Dad Dating Simulator.
Yes, Dream Daddy's Dating Simulator.
So Home Buddy was pretty good. It's just wasn't really much different from a lot of their games, but
yeah. Well, now I gotta find a new game to play.
Yeah, what's gonna be?
I don't know yet.
Something single player kind of game, or because I know you're playing a bunch of multiplayer stuff.
Yeah, but multiplayer stuff is not interesting enough to talk about. I've never been one of those people like, let me talk about me playing a multiplayer.
Starship Troopers, or whatever it is.
We run and gun and shoot and jump, or the guys who make a living out of Call of Duty.
That's still a thing.
Oh yeah, that's still a thing. Like, dudes,
Call of Duty hasn't been good for years, hasn't it?
I don't know.
Or is it the same old
stuff? The last
stuff?
couple, yeah, they're starting to recycle. And the last couple iterations, I guess people have liked, but I've lost interest.
You haven't played since what, Modern Warfare, maybe?
No,
their first one.
I played Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3, Black Ops 1 and 2. Then I got a hold of Black Ops 3, and Black Ops 3 sucked. Then I got a hold of. I never touched anything after Black Ops 3 because Black Ops 3 was that bad.
Well, the last time I saw you play was, when you were doing multiplayer in the favela level every freaking time.
Oh,
anyway,
way back in the day, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
First Modern Warfare, that was probably.
No, that was
Modern Warfare
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
But they stopped being good after Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
I think it was Black Ops 2 that I was like, all right, I'm done. Then they were like Black Ops 3, Infinity War, and I just didn't touch any of those. Then I got into
Infinity War is what, the future one?
Yes.
I kind of.
Then I got into the one where it's a it was like I think it was the remake of Modern Warfare, the original, where it had multiplayer across consoles. And I played that for a little while I was working with the client. Me and him were playing back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, I'm not. And then I bought a game, and then I sold it because I wasn't allowed to play it when certain people were home, so I gave up on it. Also, my buddies who were like, we'll play it with you, were never on. And then they'd be like, hey, it's like 12:50. Do you want to play tonight? I'm like, no, I work in the morning. So do you. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, so that's why I stopped playing them. Sometimes my buddies are like, you should get into it with us. We're going to play the next one. I'm like, no. I like story-driven games. But anyways, we're going to call that an episode here. Have a good night.
Thank you. Good night. I have to go to the bathroom.
Hey, don't throw my shit.